Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Chelsea have won 5-0 against Barrow AFC in our first game of the Carabao Cup, and I thought this was a great performance. This is how Chelsea should be playing in the earlier games of the Carabao Cup against these lower league teams. Last season, we had some really shaky results against teams that we should be just putting away. You think about the 2-1 win that we squeezed out against, I think it was Wimbledon in the first round of our competition. And although we won that game, we were 1-0 down at one point. And it wasn't televised, so I wasn't able to watch it, but I was keeping up with the score. And from what I was hearing, we just were not playing very well, and we got a Madueke penalty, and then the keeper came all the way out of the box, and Enzo just had an open goal to shoot at to give us a 2-1 win. And then we lost 1-0 in the semifinal last season in the first leg to Middlesbrough, and we put this team away. We rotated our squad. We won 5-0. After a while, we got to rotate some of the youth academy in. This is how it should be. It's nice to see that there is a very clear tactical vision of the way we're going to play. I think earlier in the season, the new manager, we're all kind of disjointed, and it wasn't great, especially with the B team coming in for the Conference League games. Obviously, we lost 2-1 to Servette, but won 3-2 on aggregate, so we went through. But I think the players are starting to get it now, and there's a very clear style of play, playing it out from the back, high press, inverting the fullback, playing the wingers high and wide. There's a very clear vision of how Enzo Maresca wants to play, and I think all the players are starting to really just gel together and understand it. And the squad depth we have is insane. The lineup we were able to put out, and this is our B team, is crazy. But before I talk about the lineup, I'm going to go into some stats. Chelsea's goals started with Christopher NKUNKU. He scored in the 8th minute off of a incredible assist from Joao Felix. He gets the ball from Renato Vega in the midfield and just chips it over the defense, and NKUNKU slots it in. Great goal. 7 minutes later, NKUNKU scores again in the 15th minute off of a cross from Gusto and a really nice flick into the far post. In the 28th minute, Joao Felix takes a free kick. It hits the bar and bounces back off the keeper's back to go into the goal. I think Joao Felix is unlucky to have this classified as an own goal off the keeper because I think it was a good free kick. In the 48th minute, Mudryk gets an assist, and I'll talk about Mudryk later, but Neto gets his first Chelsea goal. He was left wide open, unmarked on the right side, and just slots it in. Good finish. And in the 75th minute, NKUNKU caps off his hat trick. He steals the ball from the keeper and just slots it in, and it was a great finish. Chelsea's expected goals were 2.97 to Barrow's 0.22. We had 20 shots and 10 on target to their 5-1. We had 8 big chances to their 0. We had 72% possession to their 28. We had 638 passes to their 233. We had a 90% pass accuracy to their 72%. Each team had 1 yellow card. Chelsea had 1 offside while Barrow had 3, and Chelsea had 8 corners to their 4. So obviously, Chelsea dominated this game. Not only just in the score, but in the stats. Our XG, our possession, we dominated everything, and that's great to see. Like I said, us just dominating a lower league opposition team like we should in these earlier games that we kind of struggled against last season, to be honest. Even in the FA Cup, I don't remember who we played, but I remember the first half we were really struggling, and then we came out the second half and won 4-0, but that first half was really shaky. As for the lineup, we ran out the 4-2-3-1. We had a Jorgensen in goal. Gusto's back from injury, so he got the start with Vega on the left back inverting. We had Disasi and Badiashile as the center backs, who haven't been that great, but this was a good game for them to get some minutes. And Disasi captained the side, which I do like because I think Disasi is a good captain. We had Dewsbury Hall and Cassidy in the midfield. And as for the front 4, we had Mudryk and Neto on the wings with Felix in the 10 and NKUNKU up top. I thought Jorgensen was solid, and our whole back line was pretty comfortable. Obviously, it was great to get a clean sheet. It was good to get Gusto some minutes after coming off that injury. He got subbed off at the half, but I thought he had a really good first half, especially getting that assist to NKUNKU. I thought Disasi and Badiashile were solid. We're playing a League 2 team, but I thought, for what it's worth, I thought they were okay. Vega, I think he's class. I think Vega is going to be a great player. He gets a really good pass from the left back position into the midfield to Joao for the first goal, where Joao gets the chip to NKUNKU. I thought defensively he was solid and he looked really comfortable on the ball, and I overall think he's a great player and we'll definitely see him get a lot of Premier League minutes. As for Cassidy and Dewsbury Hall, I thought Cassidy was solid. Passing, he was really solid passing. I mean, anytime he got the ball, it was very easy for him to pick out a pass. I mean, even when he was under pressure, he would able to just get outside of the foot flicks to somebody. He was always completing his passes. So I thought he was very solid. As for Dewsbury Hall, I've said this before, I just don't think he's Chelsea quality. I mean, I don't think he had a bad game, but I don't think he had a good game, and it's very clear that everybody on this team is just a level above Dewsbury Hall, and it's no disrespect to him. I just think the reason we signed him was kind of part of the deal to bring Enzo Maresca over with FFP and PSR and all of that. It's unfortunate for him, but I don't think he's very good, and I don't think we'll see him play very much after this, to be honest. As for the wings, Neto and Mudryk, I thought Neto was really good. I thought he was always a threat on that right side, and honestly, they couldn't take the ball off of him. He would cut infield, go out wide. He was just always holding on the ball and getting either passes in or taking shots. I thought he was great. As for Mudryk, I thought he was decent. He got an assist. He was really doing a good job at pace abusing like he does and just using his pace to bomb down that side. But there were some points where he was a little ineffective and getting singled out. I think Mudryk's time at Chelsea is coming to an end, unfortunately, but it was good to get him some minutes. And as for Felix and NKUNKU, I loved seeing these two play together. I mean, I've said this before, I love Joao Felix. He's an incredible player. I mean, especially that free kick was a great free kick, and the assist he gets to NKUNKU for the first goal is brilliant. I mean, he takes the ball, turns, chips it over the defense, and NKUNKU is there to shoot it. And I also thought it was interesting that there would be times where NKUNKU would drop back and Joao Felix would go forward and vice versa. Like, they were just kind of switching out with each other, which I thought was really interesting. And it ended up working out really well. And I just thought they were a really good duo that linked up with each other. Obviously, both of them are really good on the ball, and they just really complemented each other really well. Now, NKUNKU scores a hat trick, and NKUNKU is an incredible player. I mean, I think Enzo Maresca has to find a way to get NKUNKU into this squad. In my opinion, I think Madueke should be dropped and Palmer moved back out to right wing and get NKUNKU into 10. And then we can play Jackson up top with Sancho on the wing, but we have to get NKUNKU into this starting 11. I think he is without a doubt the best finisher we have at the club. I still think he's a world-class player, and in the box, he is absolutely lethal. If he gets a chance in the box, he's not going to miss it. I mean, you can even look back at the Bournemouth and Liverpool goals where he really only gets a small amount of space, and he just bullies his way into getting enough space to get a shot off and scores it. I mean, he is undoubtedly the best in-the-box goal scorer we have in the club, and I think we need to have him starting game in, game out. As for the substitutions, Ben Chilwell came in at halftime for Malagusto, which I think is good to manage Gusto's minutes. I thought Chilwell was decent, but I think overall we'll really only see Chilwell in the cup games and maybe some Conference League games. I think Vega and Cucurella are really our top-tier left backs right now. Chilwell, it was still good bombing forward and helping out with the attack, but I still think Cucurella is miles above him in the way we want to play, because I don't think Chilwell is as good inverting and making inverted forward runs. In the 63rd minute, Achimpong and Tyreek George came on for Disasi and Neto, and I didn't think they were great, but to be fair, they're both 18-year-old kids. Tyreek George had a huge chance that he missed, but I mean, I think, again, he's just an 18-year-old kid. I thought the moment got to him, scoring a senior goal for Chelsea, and he just whiffed it. It's unfortunate, but I'm not really going to criticize him for it. They're kids. And Achimpong, I thought, also looked pretty nervous. I don't think he was bad. I think that's all it really was for these guys. Just, they're young academy players making senior appearances, and they get nervous. Achimpong, I think the first thing he does when he comes on is commit a foul. And he was having a bit of trouble with Barrow's winger. But overall, I thought they were okay. And then Zhu and Chukwuemeka came on in the 76th minute for NKUNKU and Joao Felix. I thought Zhu was decent. I think physically, he's very good. He's very strong on the ball. And Chukwuemeka, I still think he's a great player. I thought he was okay. I thought his link-up play was really good. He had one chance that I think he should have scored where he gets the ball and kind of dribbles into the middle of the box and then just completely whiffs the shot, which I think he should be putting it near post. But I still think Chukwuemeka is a great player. And as for Gio, I thought he was decent. And I think these are kind of the games where we'll see Gio more, kind of in later stage games where we're playing opposition that we're winning or should be beating. Overall, I really did think it was a great performance, and like I said, I really think we need to prioritize the Carabao Cup this season, as I think it's our best chance to win a cup outside of the Conference League. And I mean, our squad depth is insane. I've said this before, but I mean, to have a front four of Neto, Felix, Mudryk, and NKUNKU be our B team front four is nuts. I mean, this is an incredible team. And for all that talk of Chelsea having too big of a squad, I mean, the squad depth we have now is... I mean, it's better than a lot of team squad depths. But it's a great win, and it's great to win comfortably, like I said. You know, last season, we had some shaky results against lower league teams, and it's nice to see us putting away teams like this, like we should. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and pretty soon I'll have my match preview for the Brighton game. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time.